Hi everyone, it's Daniel here. Today I'll be reviewing Spandau Ballet's Journeys to Glory. So, yep, this was their debut album released in 1981. Yeah, it's a really good album. I really enjoy it. It's not my favourite Spandau Ballet album. It's nowhere near as good as, say, True or Parade, but I still think it's really good. Now, we're going for more of a new wave sound here. This was their first album, so yeah, they couldn't quite find the sound yet, but I mean, they stuck to one sound on this album, and yeah, it worked. So here's the front. Yeah, it's alright. I got this from a record shop for about, I think it was £5, yeah. Yeah, quite cheap, and yeah, don't regret buying it. I think they did a new version of this album cover where you could see like the outlines and stuff. The front's more visible, but yeah, it's like a body. I don't know, but anyhow, here's the front. Here's the spine. There's not a spine at the top, which some vinyls do have that. But spine at the top as well, but yeah, in this case we don't have one. Oh well. And there's the back. So yeah, we have 4 tracks. Reformation's down there as well. That's one of the songs on the album. Then this album, the record company who made this album was Chrysalis. Yeah, as you can see there, and the butterfly. The tracks on this album, we have 4 on each side. Well, four. Yeah, there's 2 sides on this album, side A and side B. 4 tracks on each, and there's 8 tracks in total, so yeah. Anyhow, we have the opening track, which is To Cut a Long Story Short, which is probably my favourite song. I love the synth bass at the end. It's a really funky track. I just love it. It's amazing. The drums are everywhere, and yeah, the bass line's also really cool as well. I love that song, and yeah. The next track we have Reformation, which is another good song. The refrain's really good, and yeah, it's just another fun song. The next track we have on this album is Mandolin. Despite not having a mandolin instrument in the song, I mean it's a fine song. I don't mind it. And yeah, if you listen to this album and compare it to Spandau Ballet's other albums, you notice that Tony Hadley's voice is more spookier. Yeah, but yeah. I mean, his vocals would get better, but like I still love his vocals on this album. But yeah, Gary Kemp's a great songwriter, guitarist, and keyboardist. I think he's very talented, and him and his brother Martin Kemp, who played bass in this band, you know, I think he's underrated too. And yeah, both the Kemp brothers are great actors as well. They played the Cray twins in the 1990 film version of The Krays, and yeah, I might do a DVD review of that film at some point, but anyhow, moving on, we have Muscle Band, which is the closing track to side 1. I like that track, yeah. It's another one of, Spandau Ballet's chant songs. The drum beat's cool, the ending's pretty cool as well with the echo and reverb, and yeah, I think it's a superb song. And then we move on to side 2, we have Age of Blows, an instrumental. That was really cool, fast-paced, and yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, this album has an occurring theme of just like fast-paced drums, just same synth sounds throughout, and like 2 guitars, one played by Gary Kemp, one played by Steve Norman, which Steve Norman would play saxophone on True onwards, but the next album, Diamond, which yeah, it's another good album. Yeah, I like Diamond, and yeah, I'm definitely going to do a review of that at some point once I get that album on vinyl or CD. We'll see, but yeah, once I get it, then yeah, I'll definitely review it. But what was I saying? On Diamond, Steve Norman played percussion, so yeah, they had a horn section already, but yeah, after that Steve Norman just came in on the saxophone, and yeah, pretty cool. The next track we have is The Freeze, which this song, Muscle Band and To Cut a Long Story Short, all 3 of them were singles, and yeah, another great song, really funky bass line, and I think it's just a pretty cool song. Confused is another good song, yeah. Quite a chill song, but yeah, quite funky, and yeah, another good song. It's easy to get all these tracks mixed up because of how similar they sound, but yeah, if you listen to the album enough, then you can probably tell which track is which. And then we have the album closing up, which is Toys, which, yeah, another fun song. Kind of reminds me a bit of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, like something that would be on the soundtrack. Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but yeah. Let's open up the sleeve. That artwork is really weird. I don't know what it is. It's like, are they supposed to be rams, goats, horses? I don't know. Deers? and then we've got ants like at the back, like, and then they're pulling them along with some, I don't know, but yeah. We have a quote there from R. Elms, I think. And then we have lyrics to the song Reformation, Shattered Glass reflects elation, Reformation, Reformation. So, yeah, cool. And then we have a cool picture of the band here when Tony Hadley was a bit taller. Very cool. I love how they're dressing and stuff. And yeah. So we've got John Keeble on drums, Martin Kemp on bass, Steve Norman on guitar, Gary Kemp on guitar and synthesizer, and we have Tony Hadley on vocals and synthesizer. So they kind of went in between like synth parts, which, yeah, pretty cool. The producer was obviously Richard James Burgess, which, yeah, he produced the first 2 albums, but on the next album they got Trevor Horn to produce Instinction, which was like sort of like their first pop song, I think. But yeah, Richard James Burgess, I believe he played drums for the Buggles, I'm not sure, but yeah, that name definitely does ring a bell. All compositions done by Gary Kemp. Personal management was the man behind the personal management was Steve Dagger. Got a few engineers, Hugh Padgham, which he would later work with. He would later, or previously, have worked with the Police and Genesis. Yeah, them 2 bands and a few other artists and bands and whatnot. Yeah, I definitely recognise that name, Hugh Padgham. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I was going to say something else. This album, yeah, it's really good for a debut album. Some debut albums are like the best, and yeah, pretty much like the band's only good album. And then we've got other debut albums which, yeah, they're not the strongest, but yeah, this one's probably in between. It's not Spandau Ballet's strongest album, but it's not weak neither, and it's still listenable. Like, for example, Level 42's first album is like perfect, and then we've got bands like Genesis, which their first album, the band themselves, yeah, they were still at school and, you know, learning their instruments, and they weren't really too sure what they wanted to do with their music. But I'm glad Spandau Ballet stuck with their new wave sound and just like, yeah. This album was mixed at Jam in London, which, well, not the band at Jam, but the Jam in London. So yeah, design and photography done by Graham Smith, hair done by Lee Andrews, and lighting done by Simon Withers. So yeah, fair play. If you want to pause and read that, then yeah, if you can see it. So yeah, here's the record. So here's side 1 and here's side 2. So yeah, very cool. I like this album. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. The tracks are about 3 to 5 minutes, so yeah. Anyhow, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been my review of Spandau Ballet's Journeys to Glory, which was their debut album released in 1981. Let me know if you like this album, if you dislike it. If you think I've made some really silly points about this album, then please do let me know. I fairly like it, and yeah, I'll come back to it here and then. And even though it's not nowhere near as good as, say, True or Parade, which Jolly and Swain, the producers for Imagination Bananarama, did a great job producing that album as well. So yeah, Spandau Ballet, yeah, they had a long way to go, but yeah, I like this album, and just like it in general. Anyhow, thanks once again, everyone. Take it easy, and I shall see you next time. Yeah, peace.